What is up, y'all? Back again. Today we'll be taking a look at my dad's 2021 GMC Denali Duramax. Let's take a look at it.
Shoot like hoops while I'm riding in the coupe. I got what you want, it ain't nothing but a loop. Don't listen to friends, they don't know what's best for you. I want you, yeah, bet I wanna shoot like hoops while I'm riding in the coupe. I got what you want, it ain't nothing but a loop. Don't listen to friends, they don't know what's best for you.
Dang, she's clean, ain't she? So, jumping on in here, as you can tell, it's a Summit white color. Another thing you guys probably notice right down there is those wheels are actually not the Denali wheels. Those come off of that AT4. So it came with the Denali wheels, but then he ended up wanting to switch it up a little bit. He liked the black and the chrome theme like that, so he bought some AT4 wheels and throwing them on there. So probably one of the only Denalis with AT4 wheels, but I just think it looks a lot better in my personal opinion. Second thing, as y'all can tell, usually these badges right here are orange, but he actually got some tinted vinyl to put right over that. So you can still see through it, but it is blacked out, which also complements the truck extremely well, as you guys can tell. So, as you can tell, we got one little dent right there, but other than that, we're all good. So these trucks are actually super tall as compared to previous generations. I'm 6 foot, and it is all the way up to my shoulder. It is giant. Now, there's a lot of controversy with these new mirrors, but when they first came out, I didn't really like them, but they've actually grown on me quite a bit now. I think they look really good. So yeah, as you can tell though, up here we got the smoked cargo lights up there. Those look really nice. But man, this grill, that thing just, the front of this truck is so beefy, it just looks insane. Oh my gosh, it just looks so good. You know, just got it all cleaned up. So this truck actually does have a ceramic coat on it. When he got it, the previous owner did put the ceramic on it. So when you wash this thing, or even with any bugs on it or anything, they just wipe right off, which is amazing. Coming along back here. So as you can tell, in previous Duramaxes, you used to have to fill up the def under the hood, and it was kind of a process and pain in the butt. But now they added it right here next to the diesel tank, which makes it a lot easier now. And they also have this step, which looks a little weird, but it's the functionality of it is nice. Because the other thing you guys can tell is they updated the bed. So it used to be, I think, a 6'6" bed. Now the short bed is actually a 6'9" bed, which is a lot bigger. But it complements the truck that much more. Doesn't make it look too long though, like an 8 foot, but it still looks a lot better. So back to this though. This is nice. You just put your foot right on it, you can get right in the bed like that. Except you have a tonneau cover, so defeats the purpose. But so come along back here. As you guys can see, it does have the multi-pro tailgate. Now, as you guys know though, when these first came out, if you have the tailgate down with the accessory down, it would hit this hitch. But luckily, B&W trailer hitches came out with a hitch that you can actually have this down and have all the accessories down, and it will not hit. So we'll demonstrate that right here. Okay, y'all, let's open this tailgate up. So click that button right there. It drops it like that. And if you actually click the button on the bottom again, so just regular tailgate, as y'all can see, but you click the button again, and it will drop that bar down. So now you kind of, it's open a lot better. Then you click this button right here, that comes down. So as y'all can see, now it makes a nice easy step. You just step right here and you're right up in the bed like that. The other thing you guys probably notice is there's a kicker system down here. So there's actually a little audio system for when you're out working, you want some music playing, you turn that on, connects to your Bluetooth, or you have the USB and aux right there. And you got two, I want to say 4-inch speakers, maybe 3.5s. And there's actually amp mounted up under there as well. So they don't look that loud, but surprisingly, they actually do sound pretty good, which is actually really nice. Now, the high countries, in the Chevy version, it actually will raise the tailgate by itself. But the GMC, or this version, you do have to close it yourself. So as y'all can see in here, this does have the 5th wheel / gooseneck setup. And also has that nice Denali emblem right there. Now, I did forget to mention over here though, You do have some bed lights right here, so there's a button in the vehicle that will do that. And then also, if you're trying to get in, you can push this down, raise it up, and you are good to go. Now, for a fifth wheel setup, though, they do actually add this right here, so you can just plug your trailer lights right into there. Also the button right there, which is a lot better, because as you guys know, if you've ever hauled anything like that, you usually have to have the wire running outside, but they made it conveniently right there, so you don't gotta do that. Other thing on this side, you have another outlet right here. It's the 120 volt, 400 watt max, which is actually really nice. You can kind of power anything you need through there. But that's enough about here. Let's raise this tailgate back up and we'll get going. Yeah, man, these LEDs are so nice for the taillights. Look, I'll give you a little example real quick. That bar in the back looks so good. Yeah, come along over here. It is super clean. Like, man, that just looks so good. But I'll give you one last look. Alright, let's hop into the inside. Okay, y'all, coming on the inside now. First thing you notice is this interior is the jet black color. But in some lights, though, this does look like a bluish gray, which actually is really awesome. But as you can see, which pretty much comes standard in all vehicles now, we do have the dual power control on both sides. And this wood grain right here really complements throughout the vehicle. It looks really good. Leather wrapped right here. This does have the Bose premium sound system, which sounds actually really nice and very clean, in my opinion. But all right, let's hop up in here. So first thing you guys probably noticed in here, we got the Denali emblem right there in bold. Kind of lets you know you're in a Denali. So over here you have the 4-wheel drive buttons, as well as they actually added modes, which we'll get into in a little bit. Right here you have the bed lights or cargo lamps. You have fog light accessories, and then the brightness inside the vehicle. You also have all your light switches right here. Kind of going through everything. Come over here, you do have this, like, not like a wood grain, but it's like a grayish strip, which actually looks really good. As well, it complements throughout the vehicle. Other thing you guys notice, this screen is a little bit smaller. In a 2021, you would expect to have, you know, probably a larger screen, but I believe they are going to update that here soon in the coming years. Now, it is very, we'll actually get the truck started real quick. It is very, it works very well as compared to the previous years. The previous years were a bit laggy, but this is actually very user-friendly. It's simple, but it works every time. It's awesome. Now, this also does have the wireless Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay, which is extremely nice to have. So you don't got to plug no wires in. You get the Android Auto. It works very good. Maybe we'll have another video on that here soon. But you do, I'm really glad they stuck with it. You do have the rotary dials like this, circular knobs, which is my favorite. I prefer that over a button any day of the week. So even with you have dual AC controls right here, just on a button like that. It actually looks really good. It glows blue and red during the day and during the night. And then you got the rotary dials right here, which is really nice. Then you also have your exhaust brake, lane assist, parking sensors. You can actually drop your tailgate from in here, which is cool. You got, of course, your hazards, traction control, and stability control. And then for that outlet back there that I pointed out earlier, you turn that on with this button. And then you have hill descent control, which is also super cool. And another thing you guys can probably notice right here, we have heated and cooled seats throughout the front of the vehicle, which is very nice. You have your trailer brake controller right there. You have a USB-C and a USB. Then you also have a cigarette lighter port right there. And then finally, you got the, I believe it's a 110 maybe, I'm not sure. But either way, power pretty much anything you need. So yeah, up here on the steering wheels, you got your typical cruise control. Collision control, you have the heated steering wheel, which is very nice if you live in a cold state. Luckily, we live in Florida, so we don't get to utilize that much, but it's still nice to have in those colder states. You have your assistant, which you click that button, you kind of talk and figure out how to call things. Then you have these control your display right here. So you kind of go through fuel range, oil life, tire pressures, fuel economy, fuel filter life, your trailer brake output, and also your kind of like what degrees you're at, approach angles, all that kind of stuff. Your DEF tank, sadly, and then yeah, there's a lot of other options. But yeah, that's pretty much the main ones. And another thing you guys can probably see here is this actually does have the heads-up display, which is really cool. As you can see, it's probably flashing to the LED, but we'll go through them real quick. You can see your miles an hour, the speed limit. You can see your lane assist. You can see the direction you're going. And you can also see, as I showed you earlier, the four-wheel drive and degrees and all that. And back to that. But yeah, that's really cool, especially when you're driving. You don't have to look down. You can just look straight ahead and see everything you need to. Now this right here, I forget exactly what they call it, but it is there's a camera in the back, and it actually shows you the rear view mirror through that. So if we flip that right there, it's just typical, as you can see. Then you flip it again, it actually shows the camera. So it's supposed to help your vision when you look back. So if you have people in the back and you're looking through it, typically it doesn't work, and you can't really see past it. But luckily with that, you'll never not be able to see it. It's a little trippy getting used to, but once you're used to it, it's a very nice function to have. Maybe we'll do another video on that as well. So right here we do have the wireless phone charger. You put that in there, that works out. You have a little, as he's using it, a pen storage. You have 2 cup holders and then a small, we're gonna call it a gum holder. Put that right in there. Then you have the big deep center console, as y'all can tell. Really nice phone holder as well. Over here you have actually 2 of the glove boxes. You have the top one, which kind of folds in and you can store stuff, and you also have the bottom glove box, of course. So yeah, this also comes equipped with the sunroof, which is really nice to have here in Florida. You have your garage door openers, your the sunroof adjusters, as well as your rear windshield. You can adjust that as well, and then OnStar and all that. But let's hop onto the back. So as y'all can tell, I am 6 foot and I have a lot of room. They finally updated it. Thank you, GM. So now I can I'm 6 foot and I have all the room I need. It's wild. The other thing they added, again, thank you, GM. They added their cup holders, they do have cup holders as well. They added their AC vents back here, so now the rear passengers are not hot or extremely cold. They finally have air back here, and that's controlled via those up there. Again, you have your USB-C, your USB, and your cigarette lighter port back here. And you also have heated seats back here, which is super cool. But we'll step out and I'll kind of show you the other stuff that's back here. So right here, on both sides, actually, you have these little cool boxes you open up, and it's kind of good storage. So for extra little stuff you don't want banged around, you kind of set in there. Close right up, it's on both sides there. You also have what makes it amazing armrest, as well as cup holders. Right there, flips down. Then you flip this up. You have a lot of room down here, as well as this nice handy little box they have down here for you, so you can kind of store anything, spray paint, anything of that sort, which is really amazing to have. Then we'll put that down real quick. And yeah, that'll about wrap up the inside. Let's go drive around and see how it drives. Okay, y'all, so after driving this thing for a little bit, couple things I noticed. Again, this is a GM and it's a 2021. So it does have the independent front suspension, and it drives really nice, very plush, especially on these bumpy roads we have over here. Going over any large bumps or small ones, kind of just eats them up. It's very smooth. You still feel them, but again, it's not like a very hard hit. It's more of like a soft, plush hit. You guys can kind of peep the heads-up display right there. But again, this is the Duramax, and because this is a 2021, it does have the 10-speed Allison transmission, which is really nice. And I know everyone's very skeptical about it when it came out at first, because you can't put a 10-speed in a heavy-duty truck. But my dad has towed a lot to Alabama a lot of times, and it tows extremely well. He gets pretty good gas mileage even while towing. He pretty much has a trailer on it all the time, and he averages around that 12 to 13 mile per gallon range, even with the trailer. Without, it's around that around that 15 to 16 mark. But like even here, as you can tell, went over a lot of bumps right there, and you can barely even feel them. But yeah, the seats feel very cushiony. It rides very nice. It is pretty quick, so I'll give you guys a little pull here. Kind of just gets up and he goes. Another thing I'd like to point out is these mirrors actually can be pushed out with just a click of this button right here. I'll show you all real quick. Oh yeah, so when you're towing, you just click that button and they both, as you can see, open up like that, and you click it again, they fold right back in. So there's no more having to get out or have the passenger try and hit them out. You just click that button and now they work just like that. All right, let's get a 0 to 60. And then we'll get a couple more pulls and we'll wrap up. Okay, y'all, we'll get a little 0 to 60 real quick. Not boosted though. Wow, that actually pulls pretty hard for being stock like that. It does have the L5P, as you guys know. Okay, y'all, so that'll about wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content. Stay tuned. Again, we do have my buddy's 2016 Power Stroke. He is getting it lifted, I think, here soon, or he's getting some tires rims for it, so stay tuned for that. Turn the notification bells on, and we'll see you next time. Thank y'all.